Hello, this is Peppajack. I'm an Elden Ring bingo player and challenge runner, and this is just a quick guide with a few tips for the major bosses in the DLC. If you enjoy content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. There is more Elden Ring content to come. Without further ado though, let's get to the tips. First up is Rellana. Rellana I found to be all about spacing. You want to stay at a distance just outside the reach of her swords and let her dance around while whiffing you. The dodges to her attacks can be pretty complicated and she has a lot of mix-ups, so simply outranging them is the easiest and safest way to engage with her. If you space too far, her combo will stop and she'll reset, so stay as close as you can safely. At the end of her combos, you can roll in, jump, strafe to get your punish. Dancing Lion is a bit tricky and it's largely about positioning and camera control, but I thought I'd focus on one ability of his that I see a lot of people get tripped up on. The barrel roll attack that he does has a really nice punish in first phase. You can space the initial hit for a free punish and then roll through and punish like you see in the video. In the second phase, particularly Lightning and Frost, the hitboxes can be a bit too unpredictable for this kind of punish, but you can avoid all damage by simply running away and re-engaging with a jump attack punish. Golden Hippo is yet another fight about spacing. If you fight the Hippo in close proximity, the fight is rather predictable and smooth. If you're having a hard time seeing what he's doing, that's normal, but his close range moves are pretty straightforward and you should be able to identify them without perfect visual cues. The problem with Hippo is when he's given space in the fight. When given space, the Hippo will start move selecting all his really annoying stalling moves with the terrible hitboxes that people hate about this fight. So while it might feel correct to back off and heal, you want to close the gap first so the Hippo doesn't start trolling. There's a lot to say about the Messmer fight, but I'm just going to focus on one move for this video. He has a Flame Flourish combo that can either start with a Spear Thrust or the Flame attack itself. This move has a ton of ways it can play out. However, you can control which of those options you can get by spacing. In first phase, if you roll back when you see the fire, he can only select one of two follow-ups, both of which are slow and have nice punishes. If you rolled in, he adds in some fast follow-ups to the move selection, which can trip up your rhythm in the fight. In second phase, however, if you roll into the flame attack, he only ever has one follow-up he can do, so you can plan for it every single time. My tip for Gaius is, you guessed it, spacing. As long as you have a solution for his opening charge move, Gaius is a relatively simple fight if you can stay close to him. Just like Golden Hippo, if he gets away from you or you back off, he starts to move select all the moves that make people hate Gaius. So if he does slip away, be sure to run him down as fast as you can. Otherwise, he has a couple of nice strafes and jump punishes that make the fight really feel buttery smooth. I've got 3 tips for Scadutree Avatar, one for each phase. First, the best solution to his multi-hit combo, where he slams down his arms a bunch of times, is to roll into his stem. The stem is often a safe space in this fight, and even though it doesn't take much damage, it's a nice place to regen some stamina or get off a heal. When he's done with this combo, you can get an easy punish window on the head. Okay. Each time Scadutree Avatar respawns, you can control where he appears. It will be just a few meters in front of where your character is facing. For second phase, if you spawn him in front of the door, you can manipulate his scripted charge move in order to get a free punish when the move ends. For his final phase, he starts off with the big light explosion. If you're near to him, you can wait for the glow to appear. Do not react too early. When the glow appears, jump twice and then roll as soon as you hit the ground to perfectly time the dodge. My tips for PK are mostly going to be pointing out jump attack punish windows. He has several low sweeping attacks that you can jump over, but the most important jump punish is a little surprising. When he does the double slam with his axe, you can jump the second slam into him and get a jump attack punish. This punish can often double hit him and cause massive stance damage. If you're familiar with the DLC, you probably already know that Jori has a backstab loop. What you might not know, however, is that if you interrupt Jori's teleport with a backstab, you have 2 to 3 of his moves that you can punish freely before he gains the ability to teleport again. So once you interrupt a teleport, you can freely burn him down for those 2 to 3 moves to really speed up the fight. The Midra fight is pretty straightforward. It's why a lot of players find him really enjoyable. For this fight, I'm mostly just going to point out a couple strafe and jump punishes that you can employ to make this fight even more fun. Romina also has a couple nice jump punishes you can do, but perhaps the most important dodge to know is this method of dodging her corkscrew attack to set you up for a big punish. I've seen a lot of players struggle with Metyr's moveset. Perhaps the best tip I've given people is that whenever she's doing her slams and flopping around, count to 3. She has the ability to do up to 3 repeats of these attacks. If she stops early, you can still punish, but the window isn't as big as when she does the full 3 hits. One other dodge I'll point out is her spinning Beyblade attack. The method I've devised to dodge this move is to unlock my camera, position her in the top right corner of my screen, and as soon as she jerks to the left, I dodge through her, and it works every time. As a dragon, Bayle is weak to being hit in the head. However, he also takes that same bonus damage if you hit the exposed bone on his arm, or more importantly, the soft bulge at the base of his tail. A lot of Bayle's attacks miss or aren't move selected when you're at the base of his tail, so for low damage, challenge run type gameplay, it's a really nice option to have for long fights. The main thing to watch out for is when he microwaves his crotch. When you're on the left side of him, the fire doesn't spread too far, but if you're on the right side where the leg stump is, it does spread much further. A couple more dodges to mention. You can actually jump his big slam explosion and then get a jump punish. Stop! Go do the thing! There it is. If you aren't very comfortable dodging his big flying breath attack, you can actually block the final hit, the one that's the trickiest to dodge, and pretty much always survive it. Unfortunately, there's no mystical wisdom that I can give you to magically become good at Radahn overnight, The fight is mostly about obeying the tempo that he sets and punishing responsibly. Just a couple tricks to note: you can strafe the ground shake in first phase, you can outrun his gravity slam if you get sucked in or he does it at point blank range, you can outrun his rock throw in second phase and then space out the light clones and dodge Radahn himself as shown here. And lastly, you can strafe his Blood Flame Slash. And those are my quick tips to the bosses in the DLC. Thanks for sticking around, there'll be more to come, so once again, hit that subscribe button and join me on Twitch. I should be dropping a new challenge run pretty soon, should be a lot of fun. I'll see you around.